Yeah, see, here is something that I can't quite wrap my mind around. I think that the NCAA is actively trying to destroy college football. I think they are. This is being reported by everybody at this point. The Division I Council, so far it's just a recommendation, but that's how these things start, is recommending the NCAA get rid of the one-time part of its transfer rule, meaning wide open transfer as many times as you want without a single penalty. Anyone would be able to transfer and have immediate eligibility if they meet the academic standards. They could play multiple times, as many times as they want, or transfer multiple times and play right away. Transfer windows is also a thing they're considering, and there would be the schools would be required to provide financial aid to the student athlete through the completion of their eligibility. Not a student that leaves their school, but if you bring in a transfer, you're financially responsible for that transfer until their eligibility runs out.
Whew. I mean, goodness gracious, this feels like a bad idea. The one-time transfer with no penalty, I'm on board. You know, when we were playing the What If You Were in Charge game, I threw this idea out there. I am all for the need for a change in circumstance, right? Your circumstances change, and you need a fresh start. And there can be a myriad of reasons, right? You're not playing. You need to be closer to family. You're not happy. You're homesick. Your coach leaves. Your assistant coach leaves. I mean, a million different reasons. And so my idea was, and it's kind of where we are right now, one time, transfer penalty free, no questions asked. There is no waiver for a second transfer. If you have to move home because of an ill relative and you have already used your transfer, you can go. You can be placed on scholarship, but you have to sit out for a year. Well, that's not fair. Well, you got to be careful. You got to be very judicious in using that one-time transfer. And if the situation is so serious that you need a second transfer, you are allowed to do that, and you are allowed to be on scholarship once you enroll in a new school if they're willing to accept you, but you are not eligible to play in that first year. That was my idea. Nobody cares what my idea is, but we're going to talk about it because it's what we do, right? If it's on the radio. If we didn't talk about things, we wouldn't have anything to talk about. That even makes sense.
That's true. It did.
You know what I mean. But saying that there are no safeguards? Go to one school, not happy, transfer. Go to school 2, not playing, transfer. Go to school 3, family member gets sick, transfer. I mean, you could theoretically, as long as you are taking care of business academically, go to 5 schools in 5 years. And if you had an injury along the way, you could potentially go to 6 schools in 6 years.
Miami,
now, my guess is
Hawaii, Pepperdine. I'd find 5.
Yeah.
I don't think Pepperdine plays football.
They don't. But now, your value in the transfer portal, I would have to think, would go down pretty significantly after a second transfer. Transferring once is not an issue for anybody, right? Everybody's willing to take a guy for whatever reason. You transfer a second time, it's going to raise some eyebrows.
Yeah. But still, it's the fact that this is even that there's a chance that this happens, that it's on the table, that they're going to push it. And I've seen people say, well, they have to do it or else lawsuits. So now suddenly they don't want to fight lawsuits? Now they're choosing to not push back against the right thing. It's crazy. And I had somebody text me, see, this is what I was talking about with slippery slope. People like you that wanted NIL to happen, this is what comes next. Here's the thing about the slippery slope argument. It's a bad one. Because if you there's a slippery slope, stop you from doing the right thing, then you're failing. you can put your foot down, dig in, and say, this is where we stop. We gave you penalty-free transfer. You can do that. If you have to transfer again, you can apply for a waiver. You got that freedom. We are stopping here. You can do that. You can put your foot down and say no more. But they're so weak and incompetent, they're just going to let it fly. I guess it's ridiculous.
So C-Spire text line. By the way, I would put one more caveat in. If you graduate, you can transfer. If you want to transfer a second time and you have earned a degree, I would be okay with doing that. Once you have received a degree, you can grad transfer for free. That's fine. Somebody says, sounds like free agency, one-time fine, unlimited transfers, absolutely not. Here's the thing. It's not free agency, though. You have to earn free agency.
Yep.
You don't just get it. This is actually a better characterization. The new transfer rule sounds like college football is turning into daily fantasy football.
Yeah.
That is a good characterization. I don't think we want that. I don't think we need that. I don't even know that student athletes would really want that. That's your college football